Oh, darn. I can't get a cup of coffee? What a bottle of water? Like the Doctor Who one.
Yeah. Matt Smith, always a favourite Doctor.
All right, I hear Rob.
It's coming together, look. Oh yeah. it's like
My avatar getting all messed up.
Are you seated?
No, I'm on my treadmill. Hang on a second. Let me just recalibrate my avatar. I have to go over to my desk and then come back to my treadmill, and that screws up calibration. So, just a second. Well, this is probably going to be off since I don't have a mirror, but not terrible.
All right, you're standing now.
I'll pull up the mirror in a minute.
You can't interact with the coffee cups. I was hoping to have some coffee.
Yeah, some of the worlds you can, some you can't. Rob, were you able to get it on? Are you on Quest standalone or are you on PC?
No, I'm on Quest standalone. You sent me a request.
Okay, fortunately, I picked a Quest compatible world by luck, because that could have been an issue. And let me just pull up a mirror here and make sure things aren't
stuttering a bit.
Yeah, VR chat's not going to be totally smooth. At least a Quest world will be smoother. So, hello.
No, I think it's my internet, because earlier my headset said I lost Wi-Fi.
Okay. Well, good morning to you both, and good morning to anyone watching the stream. I can see you guys in a floating chat above me. And this is just a little thing we threw together to just, when rendered reality is not doing a coffee in VR, which sounds like might be a lot this summer, we'll just be doing our own kind of chat here in VR and seeing if there's interest, if this goes well. And I'll be trying to moderate that and kind of have that going. So if you have comments or questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. If you want to join us in VR chat, if I know you, and I know you're going to behave, you can send me a friend request on VR chat. Same ID I have here, Ender's VRcade. And yeah, that should be kind of good to go. So, sorry, I just kind of jumped in and started talking there, but how are you guys doing this morning?
All right, thank you. I've just come back from work for a day of work.
Nice. Michelle?
I didn't think I was just
Oh.
Yep. Hello.
Yourself?
What?
Doing well also?
Oh, I'm doing well.
Cool.
I'm off today. Always a good thing.
Excellent. So I could throw out some topics. I don't know if you guys had anything pressing you wanted to bring up first.
No, obviously the biggest thing this week was obviously EU stores and American bricks and mortar stores getting your PSVR 2s and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't tried that. Have either of you tried PSVR 2?
No.
I had one and I've sold it already.
What were you?
I don't have the console, and it seems the selection of games I can get all but about 2 or 3 of them, anywhere else for a lot cheaper.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am too. It'd be if there were some really great exclusives, I think about dropping $1,000 on the console and the headset, but with all my VR library already and all this fun stuff I got for PC, yeah, probably gonna pass. Although I was a little annoyed that Transformers Beyond launched only on PSVR, and that was supposed to be a PC game. Anyone know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
No.
It was originally come out on PSVR, the first one, didn't it? First.
Yeah, and I just already got a free upgrade to PSVR 2 if you're a PSVR 1 owner.
Is that like the Transformers game that was the on rails shooter?
Exactly. Yeah, it actually sounds pretty bad,
Okay.
but I'm such a huge Transformers nerd. I would just love to be able to try Transformers in VR. So, not gonna happen for $1,000 though.
Nope.
Especially being
Saying
on
that, they've already
rails.
reduced. And someone was saying somewhere they'd already reduced the price of the PSVR 2 in one bricks and mortar store, but I don't know where it was.
Yeah, big Transformers fan here. So I think we all played Breachers this week.
No, not this week.
Oh,
I'm
no.
on a break from it this week.
Okay, not this week, but Michelle and I definitely did, and several others on the Discord. So I thought we could maybe chat about that for a little bit if you guys want to as well. Breachers in general.
I love it.
Yeah. I haven't played it because I think it's lacking.
It's fun. It's polished.
Yeah, my first thoughts when I saw it was it looked kind of simple, like a Quest standalone game. Like just seeing kind of the colors, it looked kind of simple, but I am hooked. I thought it was just going to be kind of a simple, just like Population 1 game. Well, at least I think Population 1's kind of simple. I'm not a big fan. But I am hooked on Breachers. I love the strategy, and I think we've had a lot of fun with others on the Render Reality Discord, too.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I can
we're-
see
everyone-
where the public lobbies are still a problem. If you can't get enough and you get a bunch of kids in, and it makes it not fun.
Yeah, someone had a
But
problem the other night,
playing
didn't
with
they? With
friends
kids
is
again.
great.
Yeah, we had some pretty good luck, except like you said at the beginning, though, that stream we played earlier this week, we had some really annoying kids at first, but later on, at least on my team, they were some of the best kids, best behaved, enthusiastic kids I played with. So yeah, Breachers has been a lot of fun, and I heard it's getting there's talk about it getting a new mode, a competitive mode, or does anyone know what those other modes are?
Well, they
Yeah,
want to do a
all I know is the competitive. It's ranked mode where, I mean, I probably won't be playing that. I'm just not good enough for rank. But I don't care about ranking.
But it could help the issue of us, finding more players to play with. Like if we all play as a team, we should get like a decent rank because we play a lot, and then hopefully it'll match us up with other teams, maybe at a similar level. I know I played Star Wars. Oh, go ahead.
It's more for the competitive people who want, that ranking, that.
It's not as much for matchmaking.
No, I don't think so. I think if you're ranked, you're going to play but I don't think it's going to match you up with someone that's around the same rank. I don't think they're going to be there yet.
Oh, that's disappointing. That's how I interpreted it, but I didn't look much into it, so
That's what I thought it was going to be. It was going to be people on the same level, ranked against each other.
yeah.
Well, I
Maybe
think
that's not
rank
right
will
then.
match you up with other ranked, but you can be a terrible player and join ranked, or you can be a great player and join regular. So either way.
Well,
Can
Chad,
you check your live stream? And there's because apparently James said it was live and now it's not dead.
Oh, that's no good. Thank you for letting me know. It's showing live on my YouTube window, and maybe James, try hitting refreshing your browser, maybe because it's a little delayed, but it seems to be live to me in my YouTube streaming window. And by the way, James, thanks for saying hi there. Techno, I guess that was a no to joining VR chat. A heck no. Just not your thing. That's fine. Hope you're enjoying chatting along. And anybody else, if you know anything want us to chat about any topics, or if you know more about the proposed competitive mode in Breachers, please let me know. I also threw a poll in there if you want to. I thought for a good discussion topic, I thought might be. Let me know your thoughts.
I'd like to see some more maps before anything else they build.
Yeah, I'd like
A
couple maps and maybe another mode.
Some new map, even a new death match.
Yeah, the maps we have are pretty good, but yeah, definitely more would certainly help. One thing I love about Pavlov, that's my go-to shooter, and I know for other shooters, is custom fan-made maps, right? Is then the devs don't have to do any work, and we get more maps. That'd be a win-win. I don't know if that's possible or not.
The only problem I've got, obviously, because it's only like 5v5, what game mode could you add to Breachers that would actually... Because once you normally die, you're dead, aren't you? You don't respawn in the normal game. You could have like capture the flag or something like that, because you'd have like you lose teammates. Unless they could have it have a different mode, then have a respawn point where you come back and whoever wins, or you don't die. Don't know how you do it.
Yeah. Oh, I think I know what James is talking about. My mic isn't feeding into the stream, so if you guys want to keep chatting for a second, I'm just going to be a minute to fix this.
Got a lot of stuttering.
Not me. Just wondering, it's because you're on Steam, Michelle.
I'm on Rift version.
I'm just wondering if it's
might be your avatar listed as very poor, so it's gonna.
How do I know why it's listed as poor?
So you open up the menu, B or X, point at somebody, and you can see the rating of their avatar. Yours is medium.
Check. Hey, that
very poor.
Should have my mic working. It looks like it's working. Might be a delay there before it goes to the stream. Sorry for that. James, if you want to chime in and let me know if my mic's working now. Never selects my microphone. Anyway, sorry about that interruption there.
Where does it say medium then? I can't read what that's to. Yeah? No. You didn't have them, idiot.
Yeah, VR chat is unfortunately about the least optimized thing out there. It's kind of the wild, wild west.
There, that's probably going to be better. Yeah, you had avatar, so it was like making it stutter more.
Okay, yeah, when you said that, I switched back to my taffy one that's I made years ago. It's supposedly Quest friendly, but people tell me the goatee looks ridiculous in Quest only, so I don't know.
Oh well, I'm PC VR, so
okay.
I'm not standalone.
Okay, so that should be good.
So obviously the big game release next week is going to be Hello Neighbor, isn't it? Apparently on all three platforms.
I don't know about that one.
I'm really interested in that one. I don't know if I'm interested in that one.
What's Hello Neighbor about? I never even heard of that one.
So you stealth through your neighbor's house to solve a mystery.
Okay.
I guess the thing is he'll catch you, and then you're dead and have to start it over.
Sounds almost like that burglary game that happened. That was they changed their name because it was so controversial.
The Thief Simulator?
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, I didn't have any interest in that either.
Yeah. I can't think of anything right now that I'm really hyped for.
Yeah. Kind of one thing I posed in the chat was, do you have, everyone says that there aren't enough VR games out there right now, right? There aren't enough at least AAA VR games. That hardware's got to be any more games. So I said, how many of you have unplayed games in your library? Your VR library?
I have so many unplayed games.
Right?
I have version 2s of things because I'm stuck at the end boss on version 1. You know, like Moth, Stupid Serpent. I got 2 till I just can't get past that end boss.
For Moss, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got stuck at one of the puzzles like pretty early on. And it's kind of funny. Moss has been my go-to for when I'm flying on a plane. For whatever reason, the tracking works pretty well. So I just kind of pick it back up when I'm on the plane. So there's one I haven't finished. That's gotten amazing.
Have you played Vertigo 2 yet?
I haven't even played Vertigo 1. I got Vertigo Remastered in that Humble bundle that everyone picked up in the last couple weeks. So I need to play Vertigo Remastered first.
Yeah, I'm at the last boss in Vertigo Remastered, and I love that game. So I'll probably pick up Vertigo 2.
Cool. I hear good things.
Vertigo Remastered with Viveport subscription.
Nice. How about you, Rob? Have you played it much, or are you on Vertigo 2, it sounds like?
No, I played the demo and I didn't like it at all.
Interesting.
But then again, the demo's totally different but then again, it's a freaking FPS game, and I'm not an FPS fan, really. Never have been.
Really? I heard it was more of a Half-Life Alyx game.
It's more like puzzles. There's more puzzles. There is some shooting, but I mean, it's more of figuring your way through the puzzles. Yeah.
Okay. So,
but, I mean, you do have to kill some things to get past that level, but a lot of it is, you know, avoiding lasers and finding rooms and stuff like that.
okay. So a little more shooter focused than Half-Life Alyx, but kind of similar. Cool. I need to give that a try. Yeah, I've got tons of games that I've bought on Humble Bundle, and I still haven't gotten around to. Like, I gave out a couple of the Humble Bundle duplicates I had. Like, one of them was Into the Radius, which I did a video on. I love it. It's probably my favorite game from, I would say, last year. Breachers might be my favorite game I've been playing so far this year. And it's a big game, and I haven't stuck with it. I need to get back into it. And I started Into the Radius. I probably got through the first mission is all. Mm-hmm.
And then something else shiny came along and I moved to that.
Right.
I'm about the same. I think I've probably only got half through the first mission, started the second one, I think. But I was gifted it on the quest, so I'm going to just fire it up and go for it again. Starting on the quest now.
Right. So that's kind of my thing I asked the chat was, we don't have too many people watching yet, but hopefully that'll change, you know, there's so people complain there aren't enough VR games, but how many of you actually finished that you've purchased?
Yeah. I started Green Hell. I started Song in the Smoke. I've started so many games. I just need to finish a few.
Right. Yeah, I feel like we can't complain until we finish what we have.
And I'm not sure what, you know, define AAA. That's the big thing.
Yeah, does it have to be...
What defines a AAA game? Does it have to be a certain length? Does it have to be a certain quality? There's different definitions.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it must still got a problem with it, Enders, because it's not showing any visuals on the games.
Me on my stream?
Yeah. I don't know if you can access Discord. You can you, from there?
I can read it, but I mean, I'm looking at my YouTube live stream and it's showing me, you know, with a slight delay, but let me pull up the stream itself in a different window. Yeah, it's showing me. Let me see what they're saying in Discord. James says, where'd the VR stream go? But I can read it, but I mean, I'm even hearing my echo now that
posted a video and I don't know what the video's of. It's just a blank screen.
I don't know what to tell you. I've got it open in 2 tabs here that it's streaming. I can even hear myself through the delay, so we're definitely live. Yeah, it seems to be working just fine. I don't know. Whoever's, let's see, I was reading in looking for play. Someone's tagged me in general in Discord. And,
Yeah, it was
okay.
James posted.
Video's private. Oh, thank you. I don't know why I set that. Okay, now I understand. Whoops. All right, hang on a second. I don't know why I defaulted to that.
It's me clicking on Ender's YouTube link to private video.
All right, let's see if I can fix that. All right.
I'm trying to look underneath my headset.
That should fix
The
it.
good thing about having a Quest Pro.
All right, let's see if that fixed it, James. I don't know why I set it to default by accident. Whoops. James, let us know if you can see that.
I did type in should be fixed now.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I had to hit save. Okay, now it should be fixed. New to streaming. Recording, I got figured out. Kind of new. I've done 3 streams, but only one did I have the in-game microphone working properly.
So did any of you see the breakdown of the big screen beyond when they slowed it down?
And James says working. Okay, cool. What about Big Screen Beyond? The headset? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they did a strip down video and took it all apart, like HTC did with exactly.
Cool. Was it iFixit or was it Big Stream doing it?
Big screen and do it himself, didn't it?
Interesting. I don't think I've seen the manufacturer do that since what was it, Valve with the Steam
I don't have
Deck?
trackers, and although the light headset appeals to me, the wire and the trackers and controllers just doesn't make it practical.
Sure. Yeah, that's going to be an issue for most of that's the biggest issue, of course, is all the extra equipment. I've got it, but even so, I'm still not sold because biggest thing is field of view is kind of small, although the CEO said that might be closer to Quest Pro and closer maybe to Index. So I at least want to go that if I'm going to spend $1,000 on a headset, or I'd go with something like a Quest Pro. That's kind of my thoughts. And then also the brightness sounds really dim, which they say doesn't seem that dim because you got that custom facial interface that's supposed to create no light leak, and therefore everything actually seems brighter than it really is. It's still kind of iffy sounding for me to drop $1,000 on.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not just $1,000. If you haven't got an Index, you still got to buy a set of Index controllers to work with it, and you've got to buy base stations, and we're talking about it all on together. You look up at $1,590.
Yeah, 1,000 on top of all that stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Well, my hand tracker's working. I'll go and pop it with quick.
Oh yeah. Are you using an Index?
No, I'm using my Quest Pro. And I just realised I put my things on my lap, my controllers, and then these are working.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's the thing with the Quest Pro. You still got touch-sensitive buttons, so it's decent finger tracking. And then, Michelle...
no, this is actual finger tracking. My controllers are on my lap. This is me using my hands in front of me.
Oh, you're using the finger tracking from the Quest.
Yeah, my Quest Pro is actually picking up the hand tracking because I'm using the new system, version 53. Just noticed that because I put my controllers on my lap and I've just put my hands out. I thought, wow, my hands are still working. That.
Cool.
James
I am got the eye
says.
tracking on.
James says, just watched Cass and Carrie's big screen Beyond vid, and Cass said the Beyond became a natural extension of her body. She forgot she was wearing a VR headset. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're saying, I mean, the comfort is probably the number one selling point of it.
Yeah, comfort is something I tend to forget about, because once you're into VR, I feel like you're just kind of used to it unless you're really uncomfortable. But yeah, I guess that would help with immersion if it's lighter.
Yeah, I just want to get rid of the heavy headset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am noticing now that I'm trying this. Oh, go ahead.
I had noticed also that I posted this yesterday on the Render Reality Facebook page, on the Discord page, that Varo Aero have reduced the price of their unit down by $300 for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I saw you posted that. So what's the Vario Aero now with that discount? How much does it cost?
Probably it's down at the same price as the Primax Crystal. That's why they've reduced it.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah. Because all the good reviews coming out for the Crystal.
Yeah. And the Vario, it's kind of funny. It seems like Vario would be kind of the reliable go-to headset because it's got the big enterprise professional backing. But I've heard a lot of issues about the Aero, a lot of disappointment. Something to do with, I can't remember the term, but some sort of issues with the fidelity or the quality of the image.
Yes, distortions at the edges of the screen, wasn't it? Something like that.
Okay, and if that's it, then that's really funny given its competitor is the Pimax, which with the 8KX and its super wide view, I heard the biggest issue there was the distortions too. But Crystal maybe eliminates that.
The thing, obviously, the advantage with the Crystal, it's a standalone unit. Whereas the Varo Aero isn't, is it? It can be a standalone unit.
That's also a good point. Although I wonder how many people actually use the Crystal as a standalone headset, because it's such a high-end headset, or at least Pimax generally is, and you're just not getting so much potential out of it.
Yeah. I think mainly the Pimax this time they've actually created something that's actually sellable, and it's actually, if you think about like for like, the actual fidelity of the lenses is better than the Aero.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lenses are clear, but who wants that big fisheye headset?
I would go for it if it had, the FOV of the what's the word I'm looking of the 8KX. If it had that 200-degree super wide FOV where I can't see the black on the edges of my vision, basically, then I'd be okay with that size frame. But on the Crystal, where my understanding is it's around like between Quest and an Index FOV, well then yeah, there's no reason to go for that headset, is my opinion.
This is why they need to do a design similar to the Apple headset, which is a more like a wraparound design. Instead of having it wide.
Ooh, I see what you're saying.
Crystal is, and have it more wraparound, which is like the very similar design to the new Apple headset being released, or hopefully being talked about next month. If you had a display that was more curved, then you could have it on a smaller form factor, couldn't you?
Right.
You'd have to have everything else curved around it.
And I think a big part of
curved electric.
And I think a big issue
Something
with
like you would have.
Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No.
And I think, that one of the things I saw was on the Pimax Discord a little bit was people were asking, could we get a standalone Crystal? So it's not so huge because most Pimax users are just PC VR users, and then you get a smaller form factor without all the extra components. It'd be lighter, and they're just not interested. They said it's too much design complexity to do that, which is a real shame, I think. And also related to that, what was I going to say? Design complexity. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, I think. And then they'd be able to shape it more like the Apple.
Yeah, but obviously the thing they're trying to do is they're trying to make a headset as one size fits all, aren't they? Whereas obviously the big screen beyond is specifically what it was. It's designed for it to be a PC only VR headset connected via wire and make it as small and comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
Whereas Pimax have gone the other way, where they want to try to get for £500 more or £400 more than the act, but then you've got to add the bits and bobs with it. It's like there's a trade-off in there between like the crystal with built-in inside-out tracking and all that for the same price as a big screen beyond with the index controllers and the base stations.
That's actually a really good value point, all right? That they would cost the same, and the big screen would be just so much lighter, I guess. But then, of course, you got to factor in needing a PC.
Plus your field of view.
Yeah, and although field of view is really, I don't know what to think about the Crystal field of view. I think it's supposed to be comparable to things like the Index. But I've seen apparently all the samples that have gone out, they've shown much smaller FOV than they advertised, even with my understanding, the aspheric and the wider view lenses, because there's two lenses, right, with the Crystal. Even the wider view lenses aren't recording or demonstrating what they're supposed to, but also Pimax says they're either working on new lenses or those aren't final or the rendered software isn't all the way there. So yeah, FOV is still a big question mark for me on the Crystal.
Well, the thing is, you don't know what size. I can't remember. I don't think they've actually said what size their displays are, because obviously field of view is related to how the size of the lens, the size of the display, isn't it? So if you had bigger lenses that were magnetic and wider, then you might give you a bigger field of view. But that's dependent on what size your actual displays are in the first place.
Right. The lenses.
I'm sure they're using twin. I'm sure they're using twin OLED panels, or I'm sure they are.
They are micro LED, I think, for the not for the big screen, but for the Crystal.
Yeah, but I think their software requires like a 4090 to run efficiently.
Yeah, Omni whatever is another person I met on the Cat VR Discord, and he's also on the Pimax Discord, and he had an 8KX, and now he has a Crystal, and he's done a lot of benchmarking with his 4090, and I think it was one of the Resident Evil games on PC where it was showing like 21 gigs of VRAM being at least allocated or requested. So, and even then he was getting not great frames.
Yeah.
Granted, that's like the hardest thing to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still considering the XR Elite if the Quest 3 doesn't pan out to be anything.
Huh. Why? And Michelle, are you on a Quest Pro or are you on a Quest 2?
No, I'm on a Quest 2, but I need something lighter for my neck.
Okay. Same concern Tyler had. Why he went to that. I have yet to hear anyone but who's tried the XR Elite keep it. And then
I knew somebody who has. She's had some problems with the controller mappings in Steam, but I don't think she's a big gamer. She's more of a Neos type person.
Okay.
Mini golf, stuff like that. Social games.
And Rob, you had a XR Elite and you returned it, right?
Yeah, I turned it. Yeah, to say about that, I only watched a video yesterday or the day before of another person. I was trying to find out if, because when I had mine, we hadn't had the update for the depth sensor, and now that some people in America have had it, it's not actually improved it any more than it was before, apparently.
Huh. Yeah, my take was that the XR Elite, just kind of reading reviews and everything, XR Elite versus Quest Pro, it seemed like XR Elite is the better mixed reality headset, given that it was going to have that depth sensor that Quest Pro dropped. And there were some other things, too, that kind of made me think it sounds better as a mixed reality, augmented reality, XR headset than the Quest Pro, which is kind of ironic, given that the Quest Pro is trying to market itself as like the, productivity, business-oriented headset.
I think if it came down about $200, I wouldn't hesitate. I
like
think
the guy in the video said, it
now for being not much better processing than the $300 headset I'm wearing. I can't see it right now.
Well, that's what the guy said. The guy said you're better off not buying an XR Elite and just buying a Pico 4 because with the pancake lenses, it was just
I'm
on
in the
par
US,
with it.
so that's really
an
not a
option.
good
No.
option. Yes, I can get it, but what if something goes wrong? You can't return it.
No. Hopefully they'll actually. I don't understand why it seems to be the Americans that are so against TikTok, because in the UK, like this weekend, it's Eurovision, the big music thing across Europe, and it's all being broadcast by TikTok, and they haven't got any problems with TikTok in Europe at all. It just seems to be the Americans have got a real distaste for the Chinese.
Before we delve into the political conversation, I got a couple things from the chat here. Let's see, Technoglitch and James definitely want to try the chat. I want to try my Cat VR, so I haven't been using it much. It is fully functional in here. We've just been kind of chatting here. And want to come check out my place. Well, I'll say I'm in the Mountain West for now, so if you're ever out in that part of the country, it's about as much as I'll say on a stream for now. And then question for you, Michelle, from James. You'd be willing to jump out of ecosystem? That would be pretty tough for me.
Well, a lot of I'd still have to have a Quest for my standalone games. But you can play Rift games and Steam games. So...
Yeah,
that was another factor in not getting it.
And I guess the other thing too, talking about all these different competitors, which is awesome that we have them, is that with Vive you could at least do. I know they've got the is the name Vive Infinity? They've got that subscription kind of service going, where at least you have that.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't want to do a subscription model either, but at least it's good for starting out, I think. But then Pico, I don't know if you could even buy anything off their store in the U.S. And then with Pimax and the Crystal being standalone, I don't know if there's even many games on there or if there will be.
No, there's not, apparently. Still not a load of games on the Pimax store.
Yeah.
We got standalone games that we're talking about.
Yeah,
I have Vive for Infinity, and it's great because I have a short attention span, so I get to try out a lot of games that I never finish. But I get to try them out, and if I really, really like it, but not on Viveport. I like Steam so much better.
Yeah, I definitely love Steam, and but like you said, if you got, and like we said earlier with the poll I put out there, a lot of people will just play a lot of games and never finish them, so it might make more sense. But we just, I think, like to own things. Couple more comments in there. Technoglitch. Yeah, but we hate TikTok, but it's okay to buy. Buy all the land. I'm not quite sure about that. What that means? Maybe I don't know what's going on there. James, I didn't realize Michelle had a gaming PC. Nice. So yeah, TikTok, touchy subject. Without getting too much into international politics, I will say it's kind of funny that there were people who had concerns about Meta and how it used your data, just like TikTok. And then, at least in theory, right, you're able to create Meta accounts not attached to Facebook anymore. So given that, I think it's even harder just on a gamer's perspective, if you're worried about your data, to make the switch to Pico, given the risks about getting it refurbished or warranted or whatever, when you could just go with Meta and theoretically less issues, at least. If that makes sense.
Everybody who's concerned about having their data stolen is walking around with a Google phone or an iPhone. I mean, that thing is tracking your every move. Where you go, what stores you go in, what you buy, what you look up on the internet. What's the difference? Unless
you get, I guess, what it's a graphite or graphene phone. I don't know if any of you watch Louis Rossmann.
No.
There's some operating systems out there you can get, and one phone on the market where you can, really lock down your privacy, but then you can't, it's like running Linux or something like that. You really got to know what you're doing.
Yeah. We're from a different generation where obviously data to us is important. Whereas you get someone in their 20s and that, where they're happy to post what they're having for tea on a photo, and they don't care about they'll tell the world what they're doing. So to them, data doesn't matter. I don't think, personally.
Yeah, I think most people just become okay with it.
Talking about things like that, I see there's a new series of Black Mirror starting soon.
I need to watch more of that. I've only seen just the Star Trek episodes. I'm a huge Trekkie. The one that was like the original series kind of parody.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That was season 5, I think, first episode.
Yeah, I've only watched the first season so far. I've just recently.
It's so true to life of what has gone on recently. It'd be nice to know what the new season's going to talk about. It'd probably be talking about AI, I'd have thought next.
That makes sense, because that is a growing topic of concern. I watched a YouTube video the other day of the guy who does Star Wars YouTube content, and he said, let me see if it can create a YouTube video, or at least a decent script on some, obscure topic in Star Wars that only like super huge nerds know. And he's like, yeah, this is pretty much the kind of video I create. And he says, I wish I could see its sources because it sounds like it's quoting one of my videos.
Yeah, because I posted on my Facebook page, posted with Facebook. They did they got AI to produce a Wes Anderson trailer of what Wes Anderson Star Wars and Lord of the Rings would be like.
Weird.
Which was really good.
Yeah. So speaking of some other kind of neat developments, did anyone watch Prey Dogs, or not Prey Dogs, Flat to VR's stream on the Unreal Injector? And anyone have any thoughts on that?
No,
I
really haven't started modding yet. I have such a backlog of games that...
Gotcha.
I was in the chat for that. They were on with Eric and Todd, weren't they?
Yeah, I didn't know the names of the individuals too well, but I watched it. I didn't follow it as well as I'd liked, even though I've used a lot of modded games and installed a lot of modded games. The conversations was a little more above my level. It seemed like it was more for the people who actually make the mods.
Yeah, I don't bother. To be fair, I don't bother modding. It's just too much of a hassle. I'd rather wait for a proper version, a VR version to come out. I just haven't got the time.
Yeah, the only ones I'm considering are I bought the Half-Life bundle for like $5, and those are from Steam. Easy download. Those ones I would consider.
Yeah.
I have Valheim. I have a lot of mods for it, and it's just a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, then you ask yourself,
they update the game and you lose all your equipment, from...
Yeah, so like I say, then you're going back to the same thing you said about in your poll, is then you're not finishing something because you can't be bothered. It's like it goes back to what you said on your poll, you're not going to finish it because they're updating it and you can't be bothered to go back and update it again to finish it.
or as I think Sean says a lot, it's a big barrier to entry is one of his terms, right? Yeah, same kind of concern with a lot of VR players. Me too. I mean, I will go to the effort and trouble to get a lot of flat to VR mods to work. Like Metal Hellsinger is one I love that I haven't finished. I just did the video and then I moved on to the next one. Really hard to run, really cool game. But then things like like you said, Michelle, the Steam Workshop games, right, where the fans have made the mods, it's pretty much one click and it works great. Half-Life Alyx Levitation, Contract, if I'm saying that right. Some of those are great and easy to implement. And then the other extreme, I think, from like I say medium is flat to VR, Workshop mods are on the easy side. The hardest thing I find is, which is oddly, I think some of the most popular modded games are the Skyrims and the Fallouts and the games even the Blade and Sorcery. Because what drives me nuts about those is after you get them all set up and configured the way you want, then the developer, updates the game, and now all your mods are broken, and it's a massive headache getting them all to work again. That's what drives me nuts the most.
Yeah, so I had that with Valheim. I haven't played that in VR, but I hate that the character model doesn't have slots and all your gear sits in your inventory. So I got a gear mod where I have a paper doll where you put all your gear. And then they updated and I lost everything.
Yeah, huge headache. A couple comments there too. One was to try to, if it looks like, you guys don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to, apparently using my first-person camera creates a lot of head shake and is pretty distracting. Lupus Warax is saying, so I'll have to check if that's actually working in a moment. And then James says, I'm in the same boat as Michelle as far as modding goes. Huge backlog and modding steps feel like a barrier. Haven't been able to get into it yet. It takes a lot of patience for sure. And then also another question from James. And what's the status of OWO for our question for Artful? And for me, do you have the Rispy haptics? If so, are they worth it? Artful, what do you think? What have you heard about your OWO?
We're still the first people meant to get them. They're being dispatched at the end of April. No one has yet got any from that first batch, so we think they've been delayed. But unfortunately, we're busy at 2 shows, one in America and one in Spain. But that doesn't excuse them from going quiet. So at the moment they've gone a bit quiet, like standard with links. So I'm sure it'll come sometime in June or July for my one. But until we hear from the people in, I think, Spain or Portugal, we won't know. We're still waiting about an official answer. The last thing we heard was about 2 weeks ago, saying all the boxes were turning up for him, but that was all.
Yeah, I'd love to see OWO, and I think I got the streamer camera working here. Bear with me a second, so you can see if we're all on camera here or not. And let me turn this around.
I don't know if that's a whole way behind your back. I don't know if
I need to move in some, or...
There we go. I just had to go to selfie mode there. So we should all be appearing on camera. Thank you, Lupus, for that. And you guys can't see my camera, I'm sure. Hang on a second. All right, there we go. So we're all on camera now, I think. And
watch his back.
Yeah, Techno's being sarcastic there. The bladed coffee menu sounds good, LOL, because I had the coffee menu point excited, the camera facing the wrong direction. And okay, now I've got it. Wish you guys could see what I'm doing, because you're probably just like, what is Ender doing?
Thank God I haven't got my face tracking on request, because I'm yawning like anything here at the moment.
Okay, now it's working well. All right, so we're all on camera now. Sorry, James says, wow, nice selfie cam. Okay, good. Glad I got that working. So, yeah, thanks for putting up with all of these glitches and things as I'm trying to get this working as opposed to a standard. Just, Artful did a Zoom chat a while ago when there was a hiatus on Coffee and VR, but Zoom's kind of a pain to set up and got some time limitations there. So hopefully this is something we'll do more regularly and it'll work and, well, be interesting.
Yeah, it's just a shame it's just the three of us, right?
Yeah, yeah.
More of us, actually.
I was really wanting to be careful and not step on Sean and Tyler's toes and do a show at their time with all those people on Discord unless, I knew he wasn't doing a show. So it took me a while to announce it and stuff. But hopefully we get more people on here in the future. So did you have a thought there, Rob, before I interrupted you with the camera thing there? Did I cut you off?
No, you were saying about, you have to answer your question that James asked you. I can't remember what it was about.
Oh, yeah. So James was asking
about OO.
Yeah, so you talked about the OO, and I want to follow up on that too. OO seems like it has the potential to be an even cooler device because the B haptics is cool because you got so much game integration where OO only has a few so far, but then the interaction where it sounds like direct muscle contractions or engagement, right? Sounds like, you get stabbed, you can feel it. I don't know if I like the pain aspect is how people describe how that device works. But I do like the realism aspect of it. Sounds interesting.
I like how also the OO, I can wear it underneath my normal, like a jumper. I don't have to wear it and plug it in. I can plug it into my Steam Deck as long as it supports the game I'm playing on Steam.
That's cool. I didn't know that. So James, that's probably interesting to you. Huh.
There's quite a few because it's Fabian. I don't know his second name. Because it's German, but he does a lot of the modding for B haptic support for games, and he's also doing a lot of the support for OO as well. So a lot of the games will be supported when it releases in a month's time.
Okay. James says, yeah, I don't know if I can handle the pain. It sounds cool though. James says he wishes he could join VR chat, and Tegna says if I leave the glitches go away. I'm not sure when he went there. And then James was also asking about the B haptics, the wrist or the there's the different devices. I forget which one is. Well, it's tax. Everything's called tax something with B haptics. So the wrist or the arm gear, I think is really cool for shooters and for melee because you get, if you think about your controllers, the feedback is usually pretty weak. Although I haven't tried the Pro. I've heard am I right, Rob, that the Pro controller's vibration is pretty awesome? I haven't noticed it much more than what the Quest 2 was, to be honest. Oh, then maybe not. Like for like. But I feel like, having that... Again, it could be down to implementation. It might have just been going with the standard Quest 2 haptic, whatever the actual coding is. So it's not going to feel any different than the actual Quest 2 controller. Right. Like you'd have to mod it to use the full power of those motors. Yeah. Which actually, question we need to come back to about Quest Pro and in a feature too in a little bit. But I call them the gauntlets, the B haptics that you wear I wear them on the forearms because funny thing is if you wear them on the wrists, which is where they picture them, they tend to flop around a lot because the way your arm bones kind of work, it's hard to get to secure them to stay in place. But the arm gauntlets, I think I would rank the B haptics gear, get the chest, because you can tell where you're being hit from, which is great in shooters and fighting games and things like that. You feel you're getting stabbed in the back, you turn around, and that's pretty cool. But then I wouldn't say the face device is next. A lot of people think that, so you can feel a headshot. But, sometimes you're headshot once and you're dead, and that was cool, and that's kind of about it. But the arm gear is really cool because if you're swinging a sword, if you're punching someone, even if you're playing Beat Saber, slicing through objects, or you're firing a gun, having the feedback on your arms, and it feels really powerful to me. In some ways, I even prefer it over the Pro Volver and the Force Tube that I use, because the feedback seems greater because it's over a larger area all the way around your arm, as opposed to with the Pro Volver or the Force Tube, those gun recoil devices. First off, it's just gun recoil. You don't get melee experiences, and then also it's very narrow where it puts the impact. It's either just like with the Force Tube, it's just hitting your shoulder. So I think the arm devices are even cooler than the face. Although, bHaptics did announce that they're coming out with a new face interface. They redesigned it because there were some complaints about it. I've got the old one, and because of that, and I said, hey, I'm doing some reviews. They're going to send me the new one. So I'll have a review of that once they ship it to me, which sounds like could be a couple weeks.
But two things about that.
Yeah.
OWO are also working on sleeves and trousers to add on after just the vest. And also, did you see Thrill Seeker's latest thing from Kickstarter 2 years ago?
Yeah.
The one with the full haptic and motion in one unit?
I wrote down the name of it. I feel like it's called Shockwave. I'm looking it up right now. The Shockwave.
I don't know how much it was, because it was down at the Kickstarter was for $299, and I realized they can't make it for that.
Right. So I
don't know how much it's going to be now.
So I wrote this down because I did a little prep. So yeah, it was $190 for Kickstarter 2 years ago, and they haven't delivered to a quarter of their backers because of the whole component price spike that happened with the microchip shortage. And the new orders is going to be a $450 device, and that will subsidize the remaining 1/4 of Shockwave devices that haven't shipped. And for those of you who aren't familiar with it, it sounds really cool. It's like a shirt and kind of like leg attachments. It's not like a full body suit. It's kind of like like a quarter body suit that gives you not only haptic feedback, but also trackers like I have here. So it's kind of an awesome deal, even at $450, I think.
I haven't even heard of it, and they have been sold on butt trackers, on butt motion.
Right, for all those VR chatters dancing in the club, that'd be cool. Or if you want to feel being hit in the butt too. So I mean, it's a dual purpose, and like Thrillseeker said, it's like a quarter of the price to get what I have, which is trackers, haptic gear, all that.
And also the bHaptics is just too heavy. It's bulky, and people just don't want bulkiness. This is why I never bought. I was tempted by bHaptics, but it's just too big. I think if I got one,
I would use it for a while till the coolness wore off, and then it would just sit in the closet because of it's heavy and hot.
Yeah.
This is why I like the OWO, because although it's proper pain, that you can dial in it up and down, but you can wear it.
Yeah, but obviously, how long will that OWO will last? I mean, if you've ever used a TENS unit, how long does that sticky pad last?
What
you
unit?
Just replace the pads. You can get different new pads.
A TENS. It's if you've ever been to a chiropractor and they stick these electrodes on you.
Oh, okay. I haven't, but I now
that's
know what you mean.
That's what the OWO is. Yeah.
Huh. Didn't know that.
But the pads that they use, they don't last that long. So I'm wondering, how do you wash it? How long do the pads last? What are the replacement costs?
You replace the pads with just normal haptic, some sort of pad, I think, than what they were saying.
Yeah, that topic was one of my.
You can.
Go ahead.
You can either dry clean it, or you can actually wash it by removing the electronics. There's only little plugs, little sockets.
Yeah, that was a big concern. I had two big concerns about the OWO, otherwise I probably would have gotten it. The first being supported games. They list a lot of supported games, like 20 to 40, something like that, but then only a few of those are VR, at least last I checked. And then the other thing is the washability and the reusability aspect, because you're wearing it right against your skin. So, you know, I usually don't wear a shirt more than once after I work out, and you get pretty sweaty in VR. And you can hand wash it, but then the sensors, I couldn't really find any information on it. And actually, to that point, sadly, it's Bradley tried it at CES, and he said it smelled awful. Like, several people had probably worn it, and they probably didn't wash it between people at the convention, and he said it smelled pretty bad.
Yeah, but you would obviously, it's a bit like Big Screen Beyond, something that's your own, isn't it? But that's
True.
Because it's matched to your size. Because this is when you order one, you have to give them you have to measure yourself exactly. Because it has to be perfectly fit. So the thing is, if you're one who likes cake a lot, and your size changes over time, then it's going to be no good for yourself after a couple of years. If you lose weight or gain weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be an issue. But I do like the B haptics vest. I have the X40, and I do like how much feedback I get, but on some levels, I kind of wish I'd gotten the X16 because it'd be a little bit... I'm not sure how much lighter and how much shorter, but yeah, the X40 does get really hot. So that's cool about the OO. And comment here from Techno Glitch, the podcast. This podcast reminds me of the Upload VR showcase, and yeah, that, or I guess Recenter Reality, where they do a lot of, avatar chat. We could check out.
I can't be uploaded because you've not said what the back yet.
I did save some other worlds if we want to try out some other worlds, but there'll just be a little delay when we switch worlds in the chat. And then, Artful, are you standalone, you said?
Yeah, I'm running it, and I got to press the other button.
So I just got to...
I'm alright at the moment. I'm still at...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still at about 74% on my Quest Pro battery. Woohoo!
Well, I can see if the worlds I saved, if any of them are PC VR and Quest compatible. Okay, there's one, but it's a Gundam kind of world. I don't know how exciting that would be for you guys. Yeah, so I saved a bunch of cyberpunk worlds because I did a video on... I called it Introverted VR. Just one thing, I don't go into VR chat to chat much. I just like it because I like to explore these cool worlds fans have made. And unfortunately, I should have specified this. Yeah, I don't have many Quest and compatible. Oh, I do have one. The one I put in the thumbnail. Not an exactly cyberpunk, but I do have the City 17 world if you guys want to check that out from Half-Life. Change your scenery if you guys want.
Sure.
All right, see if I can drop a portal here. So, can you guys see that over here?
Yep.
Cool. Actually, wait. Sorry. Ooh, well, there's 25 people in there. Should have done a new instance. Oh, well, let's go find them. Well, shouldn't have done a public world. I haven't invited a whole bunch of people to chop worlds with me, so bear with me. We'll be there in a minute. Comment James. Oh, let me come back to my comment later. All right, hopefully everyone's just loading in here. Rob has joined. Hey, Rob. And there's Michelle.
Oh, tell me to wait. I just jump straight away. don't tell me that.
Oh, we got a comment from James. James says X40 is great so far. I know he just got one we were talking. I've recently been playing in a room with AC or a fan to mitigate the heat comfort issue. Yeah, the X40 is super hot. Yeah, I will play with the windows open. I've got a sliding glass door, so in winter, that's awesome. Otherwise, yeah, heat's a big issue. And I joined a public instance, which might have been a mistake because we can just chat. It's proximity chat. Probably shouldn't matter. Guys want to walk? Or I can create a private
That's
one.
fine. No, they're not fair.
Yeah, so we can walk around a little bit. So I haven't played much of this. I just started the Half-Life VR2 mod and never really finished it either. But it looks just like it. Oop, where'd Rob go? Oh, there he is. Cool. Can you guys hear me okay?
In front of your camera.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is my camera following? Hopefully it is. Let me see.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
following.
yeah.
it.
Okay, cool.
It's following your back.
Cool. So yeah, it's amazing how much it looks just like we're playing the mod. You got avatars if you want to try over here. So yeah, it seems like there's not a lot of VR chatters on the Render Reality Discord, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to walk around here and explore here a little bit too. So you got graphic settings. Can be a creepy enforcer or whatever. That's a significant cinder block to knock someone out with for sure. Pretty good size. It's a whole avatar world. Let's see. Another question I was wondering about. Well, Rob figured that out. So Quest Pro, I was thinking, since I did the index, maybe next I'll buy and try with the intent to return a Quest Pro. And I read about the local dimming being turned on now, but I don't know how widely you can use it or not. Do you have any thoughts on that, Rob?
I don't. I've never noticed it, to be honest. It's obviously I just use my Quest Pro as and when I need to use it, so I don't ever know, because I'm not ever gone back into my Quest 2 very often. It's obviously I don't play anything really dark, I don't think. But I would notice it more than anything. I'm just play VR for VR's sake. So I'm not because I'm not a real content creator. I'm not. I compare like for like. I've just been really impressed with my Pro, and I would never return it.
Okay.
Because it was
I
the best.
would
It
be
was the best.
concerned with the strap. What happens when it breaks? I mean, that's it.
And the XR Elite, by the way, did anyone see that picture? Did someone had a crack in theirs? I mean, it's just one example.
No, well, I said I look after my Quest Pro because it's a lot of money to me, so it's treated really carefully. Although it sits on my dock on my desk, I always cover it over just in case any light gets on the lenses. But because I know how to treat my VR headset, so it's a lot of money, especially when it's 1,500, not 900.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Quest Pro on paper. I'm not worried about breaking it because I have an index and I'm pretty careful with that, and the controllers and all that are super fragile. But the issue is just, I think more than anything, the sound sounds like it's kind of tricky to mod for with the fixed, strap, as opposed to with a Quest 2, you can, put your own Bobo on there. You can mod it a billion different ways. So that's why I'm hoping for Quest 3 and holding out for that. Even though I'm probably going to basically try and return a Quest Pro, I'm hopeful the Quest 3, for less money, gets us really close to Quest Pro, and you can still mod it with the headphones and the battery and all the other stuff the way you want.
Yeah, not about the eye tracking or face tracking. So those features, Quest Pro only, they're just not for me.
Yeah, James says price and comfort have kept me away from the Quest Pro, even at $1,000.
Yeah, well, this is obviously the reason. Like Bluebell, she only bought a Quest Pro because she had done voucher for where she bought it from.
Right. Yeah, she had a coupon for $200 off. Right.
But she had an issue. She had definitely had an issue with weight on the front because it's here on your temple. And you notice it most. But I maneuver mine. I think if you have it high, like up here, if you move it up, and it's too much on there. But if you actually have it where your actual head strap is higher on the back of your head, at the back where the battery is, facing downhill like this, it's not as bad. I maneuver mine quite a little bit, but it's not uncomfortable. But then maybe I've got a slightly different head shape. Again, also being Bluebell's a bit older, then obviously you might find her skin and pain threshold's a little bit lower on certain things. But it's definitely not the comfortable headset. It's not as comfortable as Quest 2. But I don't think it's overly uncomfortable.
Why is this person?
I don't know. I just created a public zone. You know, sometimes people just come up and see what's going on.
Yeah, I know, but he has a selfie camera taking pictures.
I'm looking at myself so I can properly pose.
I guess he's doing a Half-Life appropriate voice there.
Well, if I want to be appropriate Half-Life, I can do that by being a fucking robot.
Man, that was so deep I couldn't quite understand all that. But yeah, it's VR chat. I created a public instance. People are going to come and talk to us, you know. If it's bugging us, I can create a private instance.
No, well, it'd be nice to ask someone who's not in our group.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
What they use for VR.
Yeah, what are you using? Shakthamia? I hope I'm saying that right. We're doing a stream, by the way.
Alright then, now I'm appropriate.
Ah, okay, I can hear you a little better.
Anyways, I'm using an index.
Oh, same here.
Yeah, with fingers. I'm using the Vive stuff, you know, pretty classic.
Sure. Are you looking?
Is it?
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, it'd be worth knowing if he's heard of Big Screen Beyond and what he thinks of that.
Yeah, if you want to know one about stuff, if you want like a nice normal experience, get like the nice cheap stuff, like, you know, reasonable place, like the Quest stuff. It's good. And then, if you want like interesting experiences, get like an index or that fancy like fucking Valve headset they made. It's really fucking small, but like has way much stuff to it. But it's pricey. Now they are making things for people who want full body, like full Mosin type shit, which is kind of weird. The stuff that makes you smell things and touch. Those are kind of weird though. But there was one that's been free and open source that's been the making by this guy from Sweden, I think. It looks straight up like a fucking exoskeleton wig. It's pretty nifty, considering what it is.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that Swedish exoskeleton rig. But
there was a skeleton rig for a guy in the UK.
Huh.
Nice.
I
I might be wrong about the necessity, but it's somewhere in Europe. It's a free open source thing they've been making. It looks fucking strange though. Like, it's really weird looking. Now, there was a bunch of other stuff in the making. There's one that's been being made that's pretty popular. Well, not really, but it might be. Which is a full body sensation and tracker. But it's also hella glitchy. Again though, most of the shit's a bit too priced. If you want anything that like reasonable, you can try getting those I forgot the name of the like little fucking dish you put around your body. Or you can use the various things. But I would suggest just waiting, unless you really want to kick people.
Thanks. Rob was wondering, have you heard of... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Michelle.
No, I just.
Oh, okay. Rob was wondering, because you're an Index user, I am too. Do you have any thoughts on the big screen beyond?
I think it's gonna be nifty whatever happens.
Cool.
Let's just hope it doesn't go.
Yeah. Well, big screens, I think, kind of established. I mean, not for hardware, obviously, but I think them being a big VR company, at least software, hopefully it'll last. And they sent in a lot of review units too, so I'm hopeful it'll be good.
Either way, future's going fast. There's always something new every month. Just keep your money quiet. Don't be stupid, and try to have fun. That's the whole point of this, anyways.
Yeah, that's true. We do love to talk so much about the specs and everything, but ultimately, you're in VR, you're having a good time. That's a good point. James was saying I could, quote unquote, rent a Quest Pro during the extended holiday return period with Amazon. Then I would get it for something like 3 months, but I'm probably just going to, because Quest 3, I think will be out by, probably get announced. And that's another thing we could talk about. The Quest Gaming Showcase is supposed to be June 1st. I don't know if they'll give us hints about Quest 3 or not, but my thought is we'll have Quest 3 at least announced by the fall, and then, probably be out for sale by Christmas. So I'd like to try the Quest Pro before then. So I think if I buy it off Amazon, I can try it for 30 days, do a review on it, and then return it. And then when Quest 3 comes out, I kind of know, okay, here's how it stacks up.
You might have to be quick though with the Quest Pro, because obviously they're not going to make any more. So as soon as stock sells out, it's gone forever, I think. That's
another thought too, yeah, because it sounds like it hasn't been that successful. And if Quest 3 does 90% of the stuff for less, yeah, they're probably going to discontinue it. So I'm thinking maybe I should order it next week and have it in a week or two. Do a review. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, the other thing is to do is meet up with Bluebell and try it.
Yeah.
Have a road trip in New
Yeah.
York.
Oh, that's where she is? Yeah, I think it's a little far from me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think they're going to know more than T at the June show.
I think that's pretty likely, given how...
My brick.
I think it's pretty likely, given...
Standing dramatically.
By the way, everyone else's avatars to me just looks like diamonds. Is that because I got my safety set super high?
So you have to,
It's a safety thing.
Yeah.
Enable them.
That looks kind of boring. I guess it got reset last time I did a install because I didn't think it was that extreme before.
It was a bit of a glitch for a time. It's interesting though.
Oh, there we go. Well, no, not really.
Howdy.
Yeah,
I changed
point at
shield
him.
level, but that didn't to none, and that didn't do
and
anything.
click them, and then no, not the shield level. Go to avatar display,
Okay, avatar display.
and you hit the eyeball.
You might hear a bunch of music. Someone's got their avatar playing some loud music.
Okay. Well, I'm on stream, so I better not do that. I've got some music playing in the background, but I didn't know if it was actually streaming. It would be kind of... I have some legal stream music, but...
If you want to turn the sound off, just turn off the avatar sounds. You'll be fine. In your volume.
Well, I turned off my music, so that should help. Avatar interactions, everyone. HUD mode, nameplate display.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what's this conversation about? Besides the eye stuff.
Information.
I see.
We're members of Rendered Reality Discord, and we usually have a Coffee VR show every Saturday. In the summer, when everyone's busy with holidays and stuff, they tend to have less of shows. So we're trying this out this time instead of having a show, because the people that normally run it
I'll be honest with you. I've never heard of this thing before. But it sounds interesting. whatever it is. Yo.
So,
Ender's is in charge of the stream, so he's the one tweaking bits and bobs at the moment. That's been on quite.
yeah, I was just trying to get this avatar visibility going and not seeing it. Wait, UI elements? No.
No, if you press on your buttons, it comes up with your launch pad thing.
Right.
And then if you aim your cursor, your pointer at Shakshima and click it, it will show, and then click it, and it will show his avatar on your board on your left hand.
Right.
There's an avatar display under user actions, and you've got like the shield, and then an eyeball with a line through it, and then an eyeball. If you click on the eyeball on the left, it will bring his avatar up.
Yeah, I was wishing I could just do a whole see everyone's avatar. Universal.
I think it's individual.
Avatar enabled. Okay.
Really
There we go.
crazy.
Oh, okay, cool. Now I can see you. But I used to have it on for just. Oh, cool. And I can see your motion track and everything now, and everyone on the stream can see it now too. Finally. Yeah, I've got full body tracking too. I'm on a treadmill, so I can't move a whole bunch.
Oh, is that fancy one where you can walk around?
Yep, this is the Cat VR.
Fancy.
So the only thing is you're fixed at the waist, so it's probably not the best dancing VR chat setup, but yeah, I can walk around pretty naturally.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can at least do this without walking into something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's the other good point. Yeah, you can use this as long as you got enough space where you can reach your arms out and not hit anything. Or I played one game. It's Kung Fu Dragon Fist, Kung Fu VR, where you can actually kick with your trackers, and you just got to make sure you don't kick a wall.
Fancy. That's not so fancy.
Yeah. For VR, for Cat VR, for VR chat, that's just not even that fancy, right?
I guess so.
Oh, nice.
There's the go name.
One of our chatters in the stream, James, saying, are there carnival game worlds you can travel to? Possibly. I just gotta search if they're Quest compatible or not.
If you guys want a bunch of worlds to explore, I can send you to something interesting. It's
Sure.
called the, well, let me find it for you. I'll give you a small tour of it. Oh, no. You either heard of it or you haven't. It's pretty popular either way. It should be ready, it isn't. It's called the World Repository. Look this way. The World Repository.
World Repository, okay.
It's big.
And it's PC and Quest.
You
You
guys
guys,
want to check it out?
sure.
That's what it's
Come along.
guided tour.
Norman Robinson says, greetings from the Bermuda Islands. So, hey, Norman, thanks for watching. You commented before. At least I think you're the one I mentioned who's commented from Bermuda before. Nice to say hello. Thank you. All right, so wonder where all my buddies are. Oh, they're coming in.
Welcome to the repository. If you look around you, you'll notice a bunch of worlds.
Huh?
And a spinning platform. This has a estimated, I've been able to try to calculate, it's probably shootable. Maybe like over 600 worlds on it. It's in counting too. This place is updated every month, kind of. Now, whenever the update decides to, it's essentially a collection of worlds and nifty places. Most of them are PC, other cool ones are on PC. But there's plenty of ones for Quest as well. You just have to explore and enjoy the view.
Cool, thank you.
There's many things. If you see here,
Yeah, thank you very much.
there's an elevator. Just have fun. And get too lost. Survive it, Billy.
Thanks. And I might have killed our stream by accident already. Hang on. I hope I didn't.
Be sad. Either way, have fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I think I might have closed the stream window by accident. Oops.